Alright, people, we're getting started right now. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. But before I start, I want to make this session a little more interactive and fun. You each have a small paddle and a marker. Today, we're going to use these to share our ideas, similar to how this is done. You can see this is clearly a demo. Throughout my presentation, I'll be asking a few reflective questions. I want you to write a quick yes, no, or a single keyword right on your paddle and hold it up high. There are no wrong answers. This is just a way for all of us to share ideas and connect. If you'd rather not write or hold anything up, that's completely fine. You can just reflect quietly. You also have a take-home policy toolkit, which contains a summary of my presentation for you. Please keep this as a resource for any future reflection. All right, let's get started. So, I guess again, hello everyone. My name is Jonathan Garner. I'm a 22-year-old cancer survivor, advocate on the state and national level, and someone who happens to have autism. I'm the official ambassador for Operation House Call through the ARC of Massachusetts, a Flutie Fellow for the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism, a co-chair for the Support Decision Making Coalition, and a board member of Massachusetts Advocates for Children. Oh man, that was a lot. But today, I'm here not just to speak about policy, but to share how real lives are shaped by it. For me, policy is personal. It's not just words on paper. It's shaped where I live, where I work, and who supports me, even who was allowed to get paid to support my work. But I've also learned that policy can be changed, especially when we speak up together. So, before we dive deeper, I'd like to share, we'll start with something personal, something that connects us all in this room. Take your paddle and think about this. What does meaningful work mean to you? Write down a quick word or phrase and then hold it up high.
I'll give it a couple more seconds. And I'll start looking around now. Just gotta...
Do you need help reading?
I might, since my eyes aren't that good.
Let's see.
In my old age.
I see growth,
Growth.
something you love to do.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a great one. Equitably, and joy. Or joy, something.
That was a pretty good one.
Okay, good.
But yeah, those are all some great picks for things. You can see meaningful work looks different for everyone. For one person, it might be teaching or caregiving. For someone else, it might be art, advocacy, volunteering, or learning something new every day. What matters is it has meaning to the person doing it. People with disabilities deserve the same chance to define what meaningful work is for ourselves, to choose it, direct it, and be respectful for it. Because when our work has meaning, our lives do too. For me, meaningful work is using what I've lived through to help others, turning challenges into change, and being trusted to lead. When I was diagnosed with autism at a very young age, I didn't speak for a long time and had a lot of trauma in school. At age 8, I became an advocate because I wanted to help other people with disabilities not go through what I had experienced. My family chose to homeschool me, and with the right support, I began to thrive. Support from people who saw my potential helped me grow into the person and advocate I am today. At age 16, I got my first real job. I worked as a skills trainer for the ARC of Greater Boston, teaching self-advocacy to others. My mom was my job coach. This job helped me develop confidence in my voice and purpose in my work. I stayed in this role until I got sick. Now then, when I think back to where I started, the people who believed in me made all the difference. I'm sure many of you have had or have someone like that too. Think back to your first job who believed in you when you were still figuring this out. Write down one name or word that represents that person, maybe a mentor, a teacher, a friend, then hold it up the paddle.
Maybe if you want, when you hold it up, if you want to say what you got, since you can't see it.
Yeah, sure.
Jeff?
So who?
Jeff?
Jeff. All right, got a Jeff.
I wrote Kumon.
Kuma. That person, I guess I saw you first.
Me?
Yes,
Mary.
Mary. And you good, sir? Oh, I guess that guy.
Mr. McCormick.
Mr. McCollum.
Dad.
And I would write mom, but this would defeat the purpose of demo. But those are all great picks. Truly, you can see from family to people that aren't exactly family, but are close enough to be considered family. That you can see many different shapes and sizes of how people can support each other. Those people help shape who I am, just like the right supports shape me. In 2021, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a rare and aggressive cancer. It was terrifying. One of the biggest challenges didn't come from cancer. It came from how my disability rights and services worked. I was now 18 and using something called supported decision-making, which is an alternative to guardianship and allows me to stay in control of my own life with the people I choose from supporters. The challenge was how we were going to get me those supports for me at those critical times, because it is not law yet in Massachusetts, but it is an accommodation under the ADA. With lots of advocacy, I was able to get my support decision-making agreement allowed, and honestly, it ended up saving my life when I needed my support people the most. Then, at age 22, I transitioned into adult services. I chose self-direction so I could hire my own team. But because of how the system is set up, I almost couldn't keep the people I trusted to support me. But using the Real Lives Law, I was able, along with the support of my mom, to provide me with the right to self-direction my own services, which meant, for me, that I would choose who would be paid to support me, even if it meant hiring my mom, who has a proven track record as a caregiver and a job coach for me. Because we were able to bring the Real Lives Law to our district DDS team and explain how it would impact my ability to work, speak, and live my best life, I am now able to continue to receive my services with the people that make the most sense for me. Now then, during cancer treatments, I learned how often we have to explain our rights, even to people who should already know them. Has anyone ever had to experience disability rights or accommodations to someone who should have known better? Write yes or no on your paddle. Right.
Easy.
Uh,
I see a lot of yeses. One no.
oh,
Any other no's?
good for you, no.
I know, it is nice.
Now then, for the people that wrote yes, now add one feeling to your board, maybe tired, angry, or determined, and hold it up to express how you felt about that.
What's that say?
Hopeful.
Hopeful? What do you say?
Determined.
Determined? I'll do one more. You.
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Those are all valid, honestly, from hopeful sorry, my short term.
Frustrated.
Frustrated.
Yeah. Determined.
Determined. And yeah, all those are very valid. But even when systems should know, advocating for our rights often falls on us, and it shapes how we feel and grow. These are a few policies that shaped my path. Here they are. The Massachusetts Restraint and Seclusion Law. When I was little, I was put through restraint in schools. It caused me a lot of trauma. This law helps protect students from going through what I did. It says restraints can only be used in a real emergency and seclusion is never allowed. I became an advocate early on because I wanted to make sure no other kid had to experience what I did. Support decision-making, or SDM. Support decision-making lets me make my own choices with help from people I trust instead of having a guardian. I use it every day in my life, in my work. When I was going through cancer treatments, support decision-making made it possible for me to stay in control of my own care and still get the support I needed. That was huge for me. The Real Lives Law. The Real Lives Law says people like me should be able to choose who supports us and how. This law helped me fight for the rights to self-direction for my services, which means I get to hire the people who knows me best for me. That includes my mom, who has been my job coach and caregiver and has always helped me succeed. Medicaid and self-direction rules. Medicaid and self-direction are what make it possible for me to design or decide my support around my real life and goals, like being able to work, teach, and do advocacy. But honestly, the system can be still really complex, really confusing. There's a lot of red tape that can still get in the way of people being fully in charge of their own care. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA. The ADA is what protects my rights to have equal access and accommodations everywhere I go. In schools, hospitals, and work. When I was in treatment for cancer, we used the ADA to make sure my support decision-making agreement counted, even if it's not state law yet. That literally saved my life because it meant my support people were allowed to be part of my care. I've learned that some policies sound great on paper, but don't always work in real life. Think about a policy or rule in your own work that looks good on paper, but doesn't always work in practice. Write one down that describes it like confusing, slow, frustrating, and hold it up. Annoying? I can think of a couple like that.
Unhelpful.
I can think of a couple like that as well, actually. All right, we're just gonna get back to the thing. These are the words that show the gap between good intentions and real impact. This is why advocacy is so important. We need to do it for ourselves and others. I turned my lived experience into policy change. I started sharing my story publicly. Today, I teach medical students through Operation House Call, showing healthcare professionals how to give respectful, accessible care to people with developmental disabilities. I mentor other self-advocates to become co-teachers too. I'm also a Flutie Fellow, co-chair the Massachusetts Support Decision-Making Coalition, and a board member of Mass Advocates for Children. I've advocated for these laws, restraints and seclusion laws, support decision-making, Autism Care Act and education bills, Medicaid policy, police and first responder training, sarcoma research, and healthcare equity. I give professional development workshops advocating so that everyone can live their best lives. Through all this, I have realized something powerful. My trauma and challenges have a purpose, and I share my lived experience about what I lived through school and in disability systems, whether in hospitals, in IEP meetings, or elsewhere. It is not just healing, it is my job. Now then, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that my lived experience can change systems. Real stories make policy human. Think of one person you support, a student, client, or family member. How could their stories help make policy real for decision makers? Write one word down about what you learned from their story and hold up your paddle.
Yes.
Resilience.
Resilience? Yes.
Persistence.
And I'll do you in a second. And the other one in the back?
Me?
The blue one I saw.
Oh, persistence.
Then it was you, then my bad.
No, it's okay. Tenacity.
Tenacity, and you.
Compassion.
Those are all really good ones. Now then, let me.
Oh, these are human lessons that make policy real. The people we support teach us every day. The stories show why policy matters in real life, not just on paper. We need legislators and agency leaders to see the importance for access to paid family caregiving under self-direction, even if you are a guardian. Policies that recognize people with disabilities as experts in our own lives. Employment systems that recognize non-traditional work like advocacy, speaking, and peer-to-peer support as real and valuable. Because I believe that there is more than one way to work, and people with disabilities deserve to define what meaningful employment looks like. Think about this. If employment only means a 9-to-5 office job, who gets left out? Write one word or a group of people on your paddle. Maybe it's caregivers, advocates, people with disabilities, or families that could be left out if employment was only thought of as a 9-to-5 office job.
Oh,
So lack of transport?
Lack of transport for people. Yeah, that's a good one. You right there.
Exclusive?
Exclusive. All right.
A single mom with no caregivers, like her infant mother.
Single moms. Anyone else?
People with health complications.
That's a good one, actually. You?
So anybody who's interested in retail or restaurant.
That's a good one. Anyone else? Or... No? Well, I'll add this one as well to it. The me's of the world. As my mother takes a picture of me.
Ready?
I think we all know how mothers are.
Yes. Especially yours.
Now look around, because every person you see represents a story and a contribution that matters. And I believe that everyone can contribute to meaningful work that matters. We are at a crossroads in disability employment. The system around us are facing staff shortages, funding threats, and growing complexities. But here we are. We are not problems to be solved. I don't want to be inspiration or just a token or a checkbox. I want to be included. We should be partners in progress. I want policy that values people with disabilities in our real-life experiences. I want systems that trust us and remove barriers to the work we do. I have seen how lived experience can change entire systems. Now let's see what you see. Raise your paddle if you've ever witnessed someone's lived experience change the way a system works.
yep.
This is why our stories matter. A lived experience can drive real change. If you're an employment professional, here's how you can help. You can let people with disabilities be in charge. Be the change, excuse me. Let me just repeat that real quick just so that way I got it right. You can let people with disabilities be in It is in charge?
Yeah.
Oh,
In charge.
I mean,
And be the change.
be in charge and the change at the same time. Thought I read that wrong, my bad. You can respect our communication or accommodations that we need. You can trust to know what supports we need. You can follow the law in real life, not just on paper. You can support self-direction and the right to pay family caregiving. You can listen to people who happen to have a disability, trust our voices, pay us for our value we bring, our knowledge, our lived experience, and the insight only we can offer. Now, let's think about action. What can we do to make change? Which one of these steps would make the biggest difference in organizations? If you started tomorrow, could it be let us lead, trust, self-direction, something else? Hold up your paddle when you are done.
Listen.
Listen, that's a good one.
Educate.
Educate, that's a good one. You,
Respect our communication and access needs.
good one.
Listen.
Listen to people.
Oh, listen.
Listen, yeah.
I gotta do a better job of that sometimes. You,
You want to keep things people-centered?
that's a good one. Always doing the individual. I'll throw that one in. Anyone else? Nope. Alright. These are your priorities for change. This is where progress starts. I've taken the hardest parts of my life, autism, trauma, cancer, and turned them into my work. This is my job and purpose. I want to leave you with one final reflection. Write one word that matters most to you in your work. Maybe it is choice, trust, respect, belonging, or hope. Hold it up high. Okay, I'm gonna go stop from here because you're the first one.
Respect.
Really good one. Yeah.
Advocacy.
Advocacy, great one. I'll start. Let me just
Motivation.
motivation. You in the back.
Love and belonging.
Love and belonging. You. Sorry, what?
Trust.
Oh, trust. You.
Integrity.
Integrity. You. The blue one. In the.
Me?
Yes.
Helping.
Oh wait, what?
Helping.
Helping. That's a good one. You.
And hope.
Oh, that's a good one. And you.
Relationships.
All good ones. That's what this talk is really about. Keeping those words alive in the work you do every day. Thank you for being here, for your time, and for believing that real change starts with listening. And thank you for everything you do to build a world where everyone, regardless of ability, can proudly say, my life, my work, my way. Thank you. Thank you, and you can give me a little bit of feedback if you thought this was good or bad. You can, so that way I can improve a little bit. And if you want to contact me for anything, that's my contact information.
And the feedback is also on the take-home sheet if you want to do it later.
Yeah. Do we have time for questions?
I think you do.
I guess any questions and all that stuff. Since now I can stand in front of this.
Could you tell us what your first job experience was and then